Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the House of Chaos part episode 3, part 2, mind you. If you didn't listen to part 1, I would strongly suggest going back on my YouTube channel to listen to part 1. We had a pretty interesting discussion on this, and we might as well continue that narrative here because we got more information and we're protecting a brother we know very near and dear to us in this EPED industry, JMR and his PWA company. Shout out to you. We got your back in this industry here. We all the family. And other than that, I'll say it like this. Shout out to my panel last episode that I had. Shout out to Kevin Impact. Shout out to CJ Mundo. Shout out to Ricky Armstrong. Shout out to Nixon who was in here. And definitely shout out to everybody that joined that podcast last episode. But we're continuing the narrative here. We're upping the ante a little bit here. Because I feel like these E-Feds don't appreciate what real E-Feds do in the long run. They don't appreciate the value and commitment that is given in general. Okay? And funny thing about this is this. We don't see a lot of E-Feds owning up to their bullshit. We don't see a lot of E-Feds owning up to their bullshit. That's something that is real truthful in this industry today. A lot of E-Feds don't own up to their shit. You play favoritism. You play every hook, line, and sinker that you don't expect other E-Feds to garner and value from. But we learn from other E-Feds that make their mistakes. JMR has been a good brother in all shapes and forms. What? Just because the man is committed to excellence here doesn't mean you knock this man down for any reason. Don't sit here and think that real E-Feds are out here trying to make honest with their roster and with the way that they bring their product. We ain't gonna sit here, knock, degrade, and decommission E-Fed owners who busted their ass on a constant basis to appreciate and value what is done. And speaking of announcements, I hope y'all ready for this weekend. The 14th and the 15th. Mondomania 5. Grab your popcorn. Get your favorite liquor, drink, whatever the case may be, and go tune into Kentucky Game at 32 on night 1 and night 2, the 14th to 15th, and get ready for the Hall of Fame. It's going to be an action-packed night. You won't be disappointed. But back to the task at hand here. I'm very disappointed in a lot of E-Feds that's not doing right around here. We already exposed one of them. If y'all go back to part 1, we exposed some names in that one, and we don't give a fuck how the fuck they feel, how the fuck they react to it. Y'all did y'all bid, do the time, and fess up to y'all crime. If y'all can't fess up to y'all crime, shut the fuck up. Shut down your E-Fed. Face it, call it like it is. You're exposed. You're fraudulent. You don't do real shit in the E-Fed industry. But I do have guests coming, so I'm staying tuned for who joins in because This right here needs to be the narrative that we're on right now. I don't know who the fuck these guys is, these FMH guys, whatever the case may be. Come on now. Did y'all really think that y'all was gonna sit here, pop y'all shit, and then expect not to be exposed? As far as that you are? Like, don't even answer. Sit back and sit on this loss for a minute. Because when my guests come in, oh, we're about to blow the roof off your whole organization here in your whole EFED. Because I feel like there is no excuse for y'all coming at real EFEDs trying to do real things and expect not to get exposed. There's a reason why I'm doing part two. There's a reason why fraud shut the fuck up when real motherfuckers are speaking. You don't appreciate what we do in this EFED industry? That's okay. Sit back and watch real G's work. Because I feel like y'all don't appreciate what we do, honestly. Y'all criticize everything we do, honestly. And where's the love and appreciation that for what we do on an everyday basis in the seafood industry? Not just what we do show wise, but what we do behind the scenes of our shows. What we do to help the roster grow. What we do for certain individuals in the roster that we improve the whole narrative. But speaking of that, Alex JMR, if you go back and listen to what we said in part one, we was calling out the favoritism and harassment debate in part one, and we exposed people for that narrative of that issue right there. And I said this myself because I'm tired of seeing E-Feds do it myself. Y'all have y'all favorites. Y'all stay stuck with them. Y'all don't appreciate what real creators bring to the table, especially when y'all get creators that have an inspiration for what they want their character to be. But in other words, you don't have any real reason to appreciate the narrative. I got him, but I can't go on there, but I'm gonna go do it when I get a chance. So just bear with me here on it. Back to what I was saying. Now, you don't appreciate and value what these creators do on an everyday basis, building a character, building a potential narrative for what they do move wise, for what they bring, for what their character has story identity wise. But these same narratives goes a long way for building your show as well. And it's kind of odd to me that you don't have any creative thought process to do this and expect to appreciate and value what a EFED does. I mean, let's be real. We don't see too many EFEDs appreciated on an everyday basis. But we have these kiss ass EFEDs that want to sit here, dictate like they run shit, like they're the top tier, like they're the best this and they're the best that. No, 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 no. If you were the best, you would show it on an everyday basis. You would value your roster more than you value yourself. But in other words, you more value the ego side of you more than you value the real side of you. There's a reason why I said that. Let this sink in for a minute here, because I've noticed something. I've noticed that a lot of your egos play a huge part in the narrative of what's being done in this e-fed industry. Not saying the names that I mentioned. It's some names out here that I didn't mention that's going to be discussed by my panel when they arrive. So let's be completely honest here. Y'all don't want to appreciate. Y'all don't want to value what real e-feds do. Allow me to expose these frauds. Even though I don't know much about FMW, but they sound like a shady company to me. Who does a company by the name of FMW? Really? I mean, with all due seriousness, I mean, soon as Ricky joins me, he's gonna blow the top off the narrative of these FMW guys. So bear with me when I say this, because it's a lot that I'm going to expose here in this second part that we didn't expose on part one. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't appreciate or value what we bring to the table, then kindly come in the chat and explain to me. Here we go. We have access. So now we add the man himself, Ricky Armstrong, to the table. And as we was going in, Ricky, I said this to myself. I don't know a lot about these FMW guys, but I heard that they mentioned your company, so the floor is yours.
So, yep, they mentioned my company, Colton Clark, Trey, Trey Song, his name is, whatever his name calls himself, and a couple others. They mentioned like AHW, they talk all this crap, but then before, Cole was in the EFED, he had he was actually a part of my EFED a while back.
Okay.
And part of APW, he was part of it. I gave him the chance and I gave him the spot. Same for Trey. They were part of my show a while back. They left on their own terms, which is like it happens.
Got you.
And then all of a sudden, what? A couple of months passed. They want to talk crap about, my show products. Like first thing, not all shows need to be commentary. You should not have to do commentary if you don't have to. Second, yes, some back then my shows were not great, but my APW show was at 1,000K subscribers a while back.
Mm.
Compared to FMW, was only starting up at about 200, 220, 200. And a while back, me and Colton Carr had a little partnership deal. Where it was like he was pretty much posted, and we were doing some merchandise on his website. They didn't go well. It went flat off.
Mm.
He wasn't doing sponsor put out there. And then Trey, another person. I gave all of them a chance. Give them opportunities at my show like I do, because I give everybody a show, a chance, a spot.
And that's where the respect is supposed to be at, Ricky. You gave
Yep,
everybody an opportunity. You gave everybody a chance to be spotlighted and showcased. But some
yep.
people don't appreciate spotlight. Everybody want to
Nope.
be greedy and hungry for more than just the spotlight. They want to take over your whole goddamn product.
Yep. And then they want to say I want to ride on their coattail. They were even heard of when I started EFED. My EFED was been around before they even started there. So technically they're riding on my coattail because I've been around before they even started. When they started, I was already doing EFED before they even started their EFED.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting my EFED started in 2012.
Okay. So you had a pretty much a head start jump
Yep,
before they came in with this F and
exactly.
W stuff.
Yep, I was using MySpace. as my freaking. Then after that,
Ooh.
YouTube started around 2007. That's when YouTube
If
started playing.
anybody knows about MySpace, it is very, very, very
Similar to
tricky
Facebook.
to build
Yeah.
following through MySpace than Facebook is right now. And I mean, I can understand the struggle that you would have to go through if you was going off of MySpace. Like seriously.
Yes, it was difficult than it is. So for them to say I was writing the cocktails, no, it was the other way around. And them to talk crap about it, I said something about FMW. I gave them all the benefit of the doubt. I told them I wished them well on their adventure. I didn't go on a rant be like, oh, don't go over there. But they want to talk crap about, oh, my contact is trash. It ain't. I don't got a 5-star match. Like
But
my
here's
record, I
the
got a
thing
hundred.
about see, this is what we kind of exposed Ricky
Yep,
on part one. And we went into this narrative, and people still want to not appreciate what real e-feds is doing and what time we put and
yep,
value into this whole narrative. If people haven't heard part one, I would suggest going back to listen to part one because there's some very informative information that was said and names that was exposed. So we can just add these clowns into the list of names that we're exposing as fraudulent e-feds because where would FMW be if it wasn't for you and AHW?
yep, yep. And I was giving them no. They were both
You
in
you
my
you, you
company.
were bigging up a lesser company to to get them more value and more loyalty, but instead they chose an ego driven tactic and being greedy and thinking that their company is going to thrive when it's not even thriving at all. You just want to send pop shots out to make more notoriety to you when all you're doing is making yourself look like a total asshole.
Yep. And then his real name is Trey Dollars. That's the guy Trey. That's his new real name is Trey Dollars. I even have all messages from a while when we 2020. Look at that. I got all the messages still. How they were writing me like,
Ooh,
man, we should do this, we should do that, we should try this story.
wow. So yeah, if
Yep.
we do more, if we do a part three, I'm definitely expose that narrative in a video. The put all these messages in one shot and basically expose narratives on everything that we talked about in part one and part two. So stay tuned
Yep.
for that video. Other than that, I'm like, man, people don't learn their lesson now, do they, Ricky? Because
Nope.
it feels like to me, a lot of these E-Feds got a lot of tough guys, a
And
lot
they
of
see.
tough, ego driven guys that think that they can outweigh and out dismiss what we do in this industry and what our contributions are to this community. If your contributions ain't holding up to a higher standard and valued by most people in the creators, then you're not running a real defense. I can
Yep.
say that to a lot of individuals right now that's coming into this EFED industry and wanting to be successful owners. You ain't gonna be a successful owner by doing what these frauds is doing.
I can go way back to January 2022. I got Colton Clark's messages. Yeah, I'll put in the description and send in our chat. You know how EFED is. Not everyone gets attention. They watch, they match, and they bounce.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2022. See?
Right. And we exposed that narrative on part one of this, and it's kind of funny that we have these ego driven people in the EFED industry. There's no place for ego driven minds
Nope.
in the EFED industry.
So like, yep.
There is no reason for ego driven EFEDs to be in the call community. And that's a problem we ain't touch on enough in part one because I feel like all you owners that are ego driven and not appreciative of your roster or your creators, y'all need to grow the fuck up.
Yep. It's like
Y'all need
they.
to grow the fuck up. All y'all that play favoritism, all y'all that play the the criticize what these creators are not doing and what y'all want them to do. What y'all want kiss ass individuals to come in your e-fed just so y'all can play buddy buddy and be all nice to them, and then actually throw them out the door for whatever reason.
That's what they're doing. That's what it is.
I mean, come on now. You don't even give these creators the opportunity to show that they are valued and appreciative in the e-fed industry, but y'all rather throw these motherfuckers to the curb because they don't believe or don't want to do exactly what y'all want them to do in y'all show. Come
Yep.
on now. That
And
ain't
they
how
talk.
you run a goddamn e-fed.
No, and they talk
You're
about
supposed to value
we
and
don't
appreciate
commentate.
your
Matches are
roster
not 5 star.
every
Like
step of the way.
matches not the commentate. You don't need commentate for to show. Your calls are doing the work for you. You're out there you're always putting the the
It's
product
like
together.
they don't see the value in the match, but they
Nope.
want to see value in the match and see value on the commentary table.
Nope.
Some
No.
shows don't really need commentary
No, you
to
don't have
be
to. Nope.
successful when you
Yep.
got a good set of sliders and a
Yep.
good two characters that'll come out
Exactly.
there
Put on a
and
match.
do a banger match, but it don't get no value because it's not a 5 star match. I'm like, what are you doing? What do you have over there? Your settings is on a certain standard to give you 5 star performance matches. Fuck out of here with all that, man. Y'all don't have 5 star matches on your best day.
Nope. If you have a good sliders, you have your good calls. Your calls are gonna provide the
And
views you need. Your
if
calls are gonna
you
provide. You're just in the back putting the show together. That's what we do.
exact, and this is my thing about this right here. And I hated that I had to put this narrative out there. Creators, if you have owners that are rushing you to build your call and just throw a simple minded moveset on you, don't listen to them. They're ego driven. Because at the end of the day, if you build your call the right way and you build your moveset, you will see that owners appreciate your call's ability, but he'll probably come to you and tell you, oh, maybe you should tweak a little something in this little section to kind of garner you a little bit more. I mean, that I can appreciate because you're giving me a helpful little advice to go into my call and tweak a little something here and there.
Yep.
But on the flip side of that, you got some owners that don't even do that.
Nope.
You don't have any structure of any integrity. If you had structure and integrity for yourself, you would have that same commitment for your roster to better them as a whole. But you don't. But you talk to your roster as if they're kids. This is why I can't stand certain owners. You got the we're gonna treat them like they're a kid mentality. These are not kids. These are grown ass adults. Some may be teenagers. I get it. Some should be appreciative of what you have. But that's the problem. Nobody don't appreciate it. But as I bring my next guest in, we got the one and only King Dominator in the building.
Keen did the shit. No. I thought
Yeah.
Fufu.
But
Oh,
as we were feeding into that narrative, I know KD, you wasn't a part of the part one discussion. Glad
Fufu
to
was
have
in here.
you in
Where's
part
Fufu?
two discussion
Where's Fufu?
because I know you got a lot to get off
oh
your chest, so go for it.
yeah, because on that day I was kind of busy, so I didn't get to join it.
Fufu.
No, that's not me. That's Ryan's department. Lafuku. No. But
But other than that, we'll get to that a little later down the line. But
Fufu.
let's focus on the
okay,
narrative
so
here. I know you have a lot to discuss about this FWM group, and I know you
yeah,
have a lot to
Colton
expose
Clark.
on the narrative what we had in part one. Go for it.
well, I gotta say though, I mean, I was so don't really say much because the fact is that it's been a while since I left that company, so all I know is that they was forcing me to do promos or some shit. And
Right.
it's like I feel like they'd be doing this shit 24/7 and will not give it a break. So it was exhausting. Like I had to do it every single day or some shit. And there's yes, like how Ricky was saying earlier about the whole slider scenario. Like they probably have their sliders to beginners or something, where the matches are not even hitting 5 stars. So probably that's why they play the matches or whatever to make it a 5 star or something like that instead of using the
See,
AI versus.
that's another thing that is a cardinal no in this industry. If you are doing AI versus AI based performances, whatever y'all do, and y'all just try to go in there to get an upper hand for the guy you want by controlling the character, big no, big
Yeah,
no in this industry. And I know KD and Jim and Ricky value that statement 100%. Like people who control the narrative of their matches usually don't get the best views,
like
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
okay, for example, if you want to play characters or play it whatever, like play a stream where you're doing it. Like is it player versus player or is it like you train yourself? For example, like if you want to play as your character or whatever, do for training wise or like just do for fun. Not just because if you're doing a show, and it's based off a show, then let the AI do its job.
Exactly. Because if you're, because this is one thing I can't stand. People portray that they're AI versus AI based narrative show, but they never let the AI do its job. And you see them go and control and play the favoritism game for their roster to be successful by controlling the character out of nowhere. That ain't gonna get you far. That's a huge red flag.
Exactly. So like when I was there, the reason why they beat me out because I was not really promoting something, or is it because probably I was like quiet or something like that? I think it was one of the two.
Right.
So that's why they kind of beat me out because I just didn't feel like promoting no more. It's like gotten tired of it.
Some people, like companies, get killed based off of different scenarios, like how they treat their roster, or they don't value everybody on the roster efficiently. It's a multitude of things that go into that whole thing on why certain people don't talk.
Oh yeah, and JMR did mention favoritism. They kind of do feel like I feel like that's also another
I
thing.
know, and then unfortunately, KD, if you go back and listen to part one, me, Ricky, and our panel did cover the narrative of the favoritism game.
Yeah, it's like, bro, if you're gonna be biased and not let it be fair, like get out of here. Like no one's not gonna join in a company if it's gonna be nothing but bias. Bias,
Is like
nah.
that was that's the number one thing I say right there. Like have no bias if you're running if you're running a fair and honest defense, because
that's fruitful.
that's crazy that anybody would have a biased roster, having 6 to 7 people that's on their roster that they favorite most of the time, have them. And then the other thing about it is, if you got your standard champions but don't want them losing the title, that's heavy favoritism as well too.
True. It's like how are you gonna make any other people a star if you're just gonna be based off uh
You can't
just
grow your company if you're not willing to have other people as the champion. Let's
Yep.
be
Yep.
honest.
And plus, you have to always promo all the time. You promo too much, it's gonna tire and it's gonna water your claw and your content. You don't want to promo all the time. If you have to, it's up to you. It choose. But I don't really force promos in my eFed. I don't because
I
they want
mean,
to. Hey, go ahead. You
like
do it.
it's like this. If it's a good rivalry that I'm putting out there on the forefront on the show, I would at
Yep.
least expect my roster or the two people that's in question of that rivalry to kind of promo back and forth between each other. Like get the tension going a little bit here. Like find the niche that'll get this rivalry some more viewership for your channel because the more you do that, the more it kind of elevates the show.
If not, hire Fufu.
Like, and that's the craziest scenario I say in any E-Fed because I've seen a lot. I've been in a lot of E-Feds and I've been in spots where they play a lot of favoritism with their champions. They don't let other people get the championships, so on and so forth. It kind of feels like you're holding your show hostage by not letting other people be champions. You hold your. It's a huge disservice, Ricky and Katie.
Exactly. I mean,
And Trojans.
it's crazy how another EFED is doing the same thing with the drama and just
Fufu.
bias. It's crazy. Like we cannot have no fun and people are just like
It's
always.
almost like a certain e-fed that we don't mention, Katie. And I know Ricky probably knows where I'm going with this. ONW is the same way. There's no fun going over there and no success coming to you because they're another toxic environment place that does the exact same thing that FMW is doing. They're in the same category, mind you. They should be buddies. Here, ONW, FMW, here, y'all met each other. Y'all are perfectly related to this conversation that we have of fraudulent e-feds because y'all don't know how to appreciate and value your roster. If you knew how to value and appreciate your roster and take your ego out of the equation, maybe you would have real successful creators on your roster. But unfortunately, you don't have that because you rather be at the low end of the stick, kissing ass and being egocentric and fraudulent and allowing toxic individuals to abuse their power instead of helping to create something magical. But we got into that with part one. But this is about FMW because I feel like they're another name etched on that list of e-feds that we trying to make people not go to. And I'll stand on these messages 110% because these e-feds need to be accountable and need to own up to their shit.
Now I'm thinking about it. It's like I joined an EFED, not like called MATB. This company is actually a non biased EFED. Like I like currently hold what this one championship called the QOW title. I held it, won it 2 times. Because they gave everyone fair opportunities. They're not like they don't want to be
See,
like.
that CKD, that is the beauty of a good of a good e-fed community. If communities have more of that and less of what the fraudulent companies are not doing, maybe you'll get Fire and Light. Maybe you'll get viewerships. Maybe you'll get creators who would appreciate your show more. But instead, you have to have the toxic, the corrupt, the manipulative individuals that don't value anything. You know,
Exactly.
KD?
Yep, I definitely agree. I mean, they should take notes on certain EFES like that, like EFES that are
It's like
non-drama.
if you look under the YouTube airways, if you go study what a TNA does, if you go study what a JTV does, if you go study what a this EPED over here does,
Then your EFES.
then you'll see the appreciation more.
Exactly. Like
Like
you will
you'll
see,
see the appreciation more because in most cases you don't see value, you see corruption, you see toxicity. You
yeah,
just go in their chat and then they just talk about
that's
any
true.
old thing outside of wrestling.
They're corrupted. They're so corrupted and power hungry. They want to get the spotlight for themselves. I mean, we can know a certain EFED that we always talk about most of the time that does that type of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're power hungry, so they want to do whatever it takes to make sure it's about
Who
them
could
not
that
one off.
be, CJ? I'll look out for it.
Yeah.
Mundo.
Oh yeah, TNA is gonna be premiered tonight for the last show before Mondomania.
Glad somebody got that announcement in there because I just did the announcement back earlier in the show for Mondo Mania 1 and 2. So definitely go
Yeah.
lock in with the Kentucky Gamer 32 for the TNA action over there. Real E-Fed, real shit.
And EFES, I
Y'all
will not
know,
screw you over. Same goes for AHW, APW, and all
like
that.
real fed, real shit. Definitely tune in for the episodes. Leave a
Oh,
like,
yep.
comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
APW will be this Saturday. One big match card this Saturday live on AHW 2K Network. We're gonna see the Daniel's Kingdom go for it all, trying to get a title. We're gonna see Fufu versus Ricky Armstrong
Oh,
in battle of
oh
wits
shit.
and grits.
Oh shit. Yo. I would be a dead man if I did it on the episode, but I don't want to do it right now. But we'll like music will be coming on the channel, so stay tuned. I do got some tracks in store to post up on this channel, Ricky. So just stay tuned for those.
And then don't forget to go get our stores now for the Fufu electric drink and Fufu Pampers coming to a store near
Go
you.
comment in that Facebook group, CJ. I'll send you the invite there.
Oh, I didn't even know what the Fufu diapers.
Go look in
Golly.
the Facebook chat. I dropped the invite right there.
And you never know,
The
we
link
might
is
have
in the chat.
Fufu back
Is in that
covers.
documents and whatever chat that we was in.
We might get a Fufu back cover soon. You never know. Fufu back covers.
Oh,
Hey, we already got. Hey, he's already branded in so many different ways with La Fufu. So then let's
yeah,
not even get this fool started.
All donations go to Fufu Foundation for Fur and
Oh boy.
for Rhinestorm to get a sense of humor in his body.
oh. I mean, does that mean he have a Fufu restaurant?
Fufu
Oh
restaurant,
God.
Fufu
Oh,
pants, Fufu Nike shoes coming soon.
Oh God.
We're gonna have a Fufu car being worked on soon.
oh. Does that mean
Hold
he's
on.
gonna
Let
have
me
to tag
see
team partner? Oh gosh.
if I can do this.
We already got his theme song set, so we're good. You know, we have the theme song set. We just need a call.
Yep.
Part of the
What should his tag team be called if he is gonna be teaming with a LaFufu character?
KD Gatorade sponsorship.
Oh God.
I mean, I do have that. I do have that.
Yo, KD. Could you
KD
go
Cola.
into that documents chat and send CJ the link out of the documents chat
Alright.
on the Facebook chat?
Oh yeah. So what do you want me to do over there?
Yeah, CJ wanted to get in.
All right.
Then
I'll just
Copy the link and then
All right.
send it to CJ. because I'm doing the live right now and I can't.
Send in Fufu, the
But yeah,
dancing clown.
Ricky. I mean, at the end of the day, we have fun. We have our jokes. We have our positive moments. Sometimes we have our downhill moments where we gotta build people back up to their fullest extent. But one thing we don't tolerate over here is fraudulent e-feds doing crooked shit like what we seen this morning. Let's not sit here and tell people what they can and can't do in their e-fed. What we're not gonna do is tolerate this member a good e-fed owner off the strength of fraudulent messages that's being associated to people that run the fraudulent company. Oh God. Oh God, no. What the heck?
Hello, everybody. My name's Ron Storm, and I'm Mr. Fufu.
Oh shit.
I got all kinds of products in AHW. I got Fufu diapers, Fufu drinks, Fufu disc.
Oh
Anything at
God.
Fufu.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die on this episode.
Even may give Ricky Armstrong a Fufu Socko.
We are dead, man. Oh shit, yo. Well. I mean, while we on the actual oh shit.
So now we talk about Fufu. We got Fufu.
Next episode.
We got Fufu sneakers. We got everything Fufu. Sponsored by Ron Storm and he's La Fufu Donuts.
Well, we bring back Ricky and
So we're talking
we bring back
about
King Dominator to the table here.
so we're talking to Mr. Fufu here. Or,
Otherwise,
that's what
I see.
the
But
part.
yeah, other than that, we value our partnership over here, ladies and gentlemen, because Ricky is a definite partner of the Universal Syndicate movement that we did in the e-fed industry. Same thing with TNA and my company and JTV.
By the way,
Any real e-feds are more than welcome to join. Outside of these fraudulent e-feds, which we will not mention or name, because FMW, you just made the list of fraudulent e-feds. Now, what you did to JMR.
oh yes, it was
That was
it was uncalled for. It was really
in this way, you're clowns in this committed space that we value so dearly. And clowns go where they need to go, in the trash.
it's like, man, people just
We can't have the peace and enjoyment of our e-feds being successful as they are without a fraudulent person or cocky, arrogant, egotistical person destroying what we built. That is something I know CJ doesn't like.
Yeah, we don't tolerate those type of shit. Like, I'm glad I don't have an e-set of my own. I just do fun streams, but it's just fun stream.
I mean, here's the thing about it, like I love doing the e-fed because you get to meet people. There's pros to cons to everything, as you guys are aware.
Exactly.
There's good sides of it, and there's also the shitty side of it. Which the good side is, like I said, you get to meet people, get to make friends, get to
You get to
live.
know how they are, what they stand for, what their beliefs are in life, what they like in real life.
You basically get to live the life of somebody that don't know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
Not exactly know what they're doing, but you get to live a life as a wrestler that if you couldn't do it on your, you couldn't do
In
it.
IRL.
Yeah, and IRL due to health problems and all that.
Yes, that's another reason why that's around. EFED is around.
So
Stuff like that.
Facts. We
here's the thing
didn't
that I'm gonna
really
try to
go fully
skip.
extent on that in part 1.
Here's the thing I'm trying to skip because I'm trying to get to the bad part. The bad part is you got toxic people. These same people that love to blame JMR and love to bring him down, just like they did to me to KD, and they don't really own up to their actions. It's more of blaming. It's pretty much the blame game. Oh, let's blame this person so we don't have to take the fall for it. Let's blame this person because we don't have to do this. Let's blame this person. Let's lie and get somebody else on our side to lie with us so we can have actually like this truth circle that's nothing but lies.
And that's one thing I'll say right there, CJ, that's really the kicker part of this whole narrative is that they get a group of individuals that's almost like the same mentality that they have, cocky, arrogant, egotistical, want to believe everything that's said in that little circle, like the gossip, like to play the drama and all that game. But here we are in this chill environment, no lies, no bullshit, no drama, no gossiping over here or gossip over there. But we basically have something that's structured to the point where we know how to get along with one another and still be a crucial piece in your eFed. Unlike another side that only wants to gossip this and gossip that. Oh, they said this and they said that. We got to go retaliate. Well, that's what we like to call bitch moves. And if that's what you like to do on your spare time, then be a bitch and go and sit in the corner and watch real e-feds work. Because I'm tired of seeing e-feds get lowered down. We have to lower down the yard standard just to be relevant. We don't have to lower down to anybody's standard. We raise above the narrative because we know how to appreciate the roster. We know how to value. We know how to do storylines. Unlike y'all like to sit here, play tiddlywinks with manhole covers and think that y'all the shit. That your shit don't stink. Newsflash, you do. Get it together.
Here's the problem with these people that's in the eFed that's causing all the drama scenario. They don't really think about the precautions that they're doing. They think that they're basically in this mindset. They think they are untouchable, that they think they don't have no repercussions to follow for what they're doing. But it goes back to to what my uncle always told me, because my uncle pretty much owned a farm, so I had to basically help him cut trees. Just like when you take an axe and swing at that tree, you're swinging words at people that it's literally going to knock them out from doing eFed. So in other words, once that tree falls, you can't pick that tree back up and duct tape it and expect it to grow back. It's dead.
Right, exactly.
So in other words, it's like you want to lie on people and try to bring them down. It's like, what's your next move or your next bullshit agenda? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to end in people not trusting you. And at the same time, you got to think about it. What we talked about on part 1, it's, owning up to your shit and quit blaming other people for your shit. It's time to actually step up, be an owner, or step down, or shut down.
Or move the company to somebody that's going to be a better individual for not only your roster, but as for the ownership and commitment that you would want your roster to have. But that's the thing. Some of these places don't own up or appreciate the value. And this is why we don't see companies evolve. We see companies fail more because you don't have that commitment. You don't have that structure. You don't have that guidance of creators on your roster to help build and succeed that. But to feed off of the narrative here, I got to understand one thing. Like in part, if y'all go back and listen to part one, there was a lot of games dropped, a lot of companies that should be more appreciative of this motivation that we real eFed owners bring to the table, but also understanding, because any owner that blocks their wisdom is blocking more than just one thing that can help your company grow. It's another, when you block that wisdom and knowledge, that holds you back. And funny thing about it is companies are being held back because you don't have a creative process. And I dived into this in part one, if y'all go back and listen. But I'm just going to touch a little bit more with this creativity, because if you don't have good AI settings, good core values that you want set for your roster, rules in place that'll be beneficial, but you got guys on your roster that ultimately want to send pop shots, want to send family narrative this, and oh, being an arrogant little shit. But this is the thing: if you don't have a backbone to chin check the person that's doing the problems, and I know CJ understands where I'm going with this, and KD understands, because if you don't have an owner that's willing to chin check that person, then what are you in the long run? And if you're going to allow this man to continuously keep going in, sending shots, sending this, sending that, and then honestly think that you are going to be valued and appreciative for the rest of your roster, if you ain't checking him, then you're toxic. You're an E-Fed that I don't want no parts of. Because that's the problem with the E-Fed industry now. Not enough real owners chin check the toxic individuals. Because said toxic individual is one of your favorites. That's where you gotta distance favorite from toxicity. He can't be a favorite if he's causing your roster damage. If he's causing your show damage. This is why most real E-Feds don't survive long. Because you're allowing the toxic narrative, the egos, and all that to feed your show and your locker room being a cancer. You can't join a roster that has a cancerous individual. And I know CJ would value that. It wouldn't value that. CJ wouldn't join said roster over here if they had a toxic, cancerous individual.
Yeah, that's what's the problem with the call community. They KD can even tell you all the toxic people that we're talking about. And KD, I'll pass you the mic so you can pretty much do your own version of what CM Punk would call a pop bomb. It'd be the King's bomb.
That's if KD's there.
Or DJ, you can do it. Either one.
Like this is the thing right here. Now we know part one. We went into this narrative of the name CJ, Dixie Brosky, Devin Brosky, Iceman, Feck, Kevin Wolf. These names here. These names here are apparently your toxic, narrative-minded people that can't open up to the positive side and own up to their shit. Because these individuals think, oh, we are the backbone of this EFED. We are the CRB all of the EFED industry. We do this, we do that. Wrong. You don't do shit but sit there and want to hold people back from friendships and commitments and other things that they're trying to build with people that was on your roster. But unfortunately, you hold us back. You call us toxic. You call us keyboard warriors. You call us whatever in the book. But guess what you're not calling us? Real individuals. Real individuals that stand for value and loyalty. Respect. Oh, but do y'all have an ounce of respect over there in O&W? No, the fuck y'all don't. Because if y'all had that fucking respect, y'all would have valued us a long time ago. But y'all still sit on your channel. As y'all still got on your channel all the bullshit. All the lies that you concocted in your own mind. Twisted our words. And where did that get you? Nowhere far. Because guess what? We're still standing. We're the backbone of the real side of the EFED industry. Unlike y'all who want to sit here and spew shit for your enjoyment. Why do you think your show is not getting that much attraction? Nobody knows about O&W. You're an afterthought. You're a fraud. You're a fairy tale. You're a phony. You're in the category with other EFEDs that's not improving the narrative. And we don't need this in 26.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, let's face the facts. They revolve around themselves. They don't even revolve about anybody else. They basically have it all. I mean, especially Broski of all people. That dude, he revolved that company more about himself than anybody else.
Like, they made it so about the Browskis. That's all you see on an everyday basis over there. Nothing but Browski this and Browski that. Like, yo, could y'all use anybody else in your fucking roster? Can y'all give the creators an opportunity to grow? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, look at it this way. Your EFED, CJ EFED, they let others get an opportunity to prove themselves. And not like, have, because you guys are unbiased compared to the ones that are actually biased. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense because there's a difference when you're allowing your creators to be creative and your roster can't grow off of those two narratives, the creator and the creativity of the creator. But when you have an ego-driven, twisted, manipulative person that's all for themselves, they're going to want to hold everything hostage. And this is what's happening in O&W. A hostile environment waiting to happen. And that's something that CJ doesn't do. He doesn't have a hostile environment, just like Ricky Armstrong. He doesn't have a hostile show. He has a creative, thoughtful show. Something that most people don't have.
Exactly. And give people to, test their, talents.
You let the new creators come in and feel like they are welcomed at home. You let the new creators come in and feel like, oh, we have a place of value here. we feel like we can build off of stories, like, and any of the veterans of that show looks at this and be like, oh shit, we can take the new guy here, elevate him in a way where you see maybe 3, 4 people be like, put me in with the new guy. Put me in with the new guy. Put me in with the new guy. And if you get that, that's a start right there that elevates you to a better successful run in the EFED industry. Not like how, oh, we gotta see Broski this and Broski this person over here, and this person over here. But no, we're seeing the same repetitive narrative on your show. Not much improvement. Arenas are still trash. Creativity is not there. You feel like you can't grow. Commentary's trash. You don't got the components necessary to be a successful EFED because you're not giving story, you're not using your creators, and it goes on so on and so forth in most cases because that's where it ultimately lies. You don't have no creativity, you don't have shit. Let that sink in for 1 second. Because my panel here knows real EFEDs from fake EFEDs. We know the frauds when we see them. Don't come in my chat thinking, oh, we're good EFED this and good EFED that. Come watch our show. We'll drop links. No. If you were real, show me that you can be real by proving you can use your roster. Show me you can be real by building a reputation with your creators. Talk to them, understand them, get to know them. Because you preach a lot of game over there, O&W, but you don't back up half the shit you say. You hold people like me and CJ, who y'all actually connected us, you held us back because of your bullshit. Same thing you're doing to another creator over there that I'm not mentioning, but y'all holding me back from talking to her. Where's the value at in you getting to meet people, but we can't talk to them on a consistent basis? Oh, I get it. You have so much pent up aggression and anger at us that y'all can't forgive or forget type of mentality. I see where this is going because you have individuals out here in the EFED industry that want to hold grudges. Why are we holding on to grudges? If we can let go of grudges, KD and CJ, that much makes us way more better in the long run because we can get past the narrative of everything that happened to grow, to improve. Unlike certain individuals who don't want to do that, and they all know who they are, this is why you're fraudulent. You're phony. You're fakes. You're pretenders in this game.
I know who you're talking about. The Brewskis. Sorry, Toxic Khaos.
Oh, they know where this is going because I say it like this. Y'all know in part 1, y'all had all the chances in the world to make right. But unfortunately, y'all didn't make right. But y'all allowed this phony, fake, dumpster fire person feel like he's the be-all of your roster when y'all don't even realize we done send shots at this man so much y'all don't even notice He's the one holding y'all back. He's the one manipulative. He's the one that's diabolical.
Yep.
Unfortunately, y'all don't see that. Y'all see, oh, he's a kind-hearted person. He's this and he's that. Let's cut the shit. Okay? Let's really cut the shit. Let's get down to brass tacks here because I feel like y'all don't see everything we're seeing.
Yep, they're blinded by his lies.
You're blinded by jealousy. You're blinded by rage. You're blinded by egos. Maybe if y'all pulled yourselves back to to reality and look at everything going on here in the e-fan industry, y'all can see it's a lot of toxic individuals out here. Y'all can see that there's some people out here that's still on their shit but don't know how to grow the fuck up.
I mean, let's be honest. If he didn't have those people in his company, he would just basically just continue to book himself in every match.
At the end of the day, what's that old saying that I'm gonna say, KD? Y'all needed us before we needed y'all. Routine.
Exactly. Yep.
And at the end of the day, it holds volumes right now because y'all using y'all calls and y'all don't have that many creators on your roster.
Yep.
Basically, y'all got the same carbon copy, cut, paste roster. No creativity, no structure whatsoever, but on looking at our shows, trying to find ways to be creative and then take from our roster, nah. You're not doing that. Not on that watch.
Watch. Last time I checked, half of them is in that company, especially Feck. He can't own one. He's from Canada. And then we're talking about Iceman. His frozen just like everything else in his life. Oh, I forgot. Dixie Broski, she likes frozen testicles.
It's like Fex from Canada, and then you got Iceman from Iceville. No one cares about that.
Hold on, fellas. Which brings me to this narrative right here, okay? I ain't debuted this song at all on YouTube yet, and I'm going to debut it right here on part 2. So just bear with me, fellas, as I debut this.
Why the fuck you lying? Why the fuck you lying? Yeah. Run that little script one more time. Watch what happen. Why the fuck you dying? Talk big, you online crying. Type hard, real life silent. Oh, bark, you not violent. Why the fuck you lying? Fake war, fake alliance. Big caps, big defiance. I see through your whole like lying. Why the fuck you dying? Dixie Broski, all that bark, nobody. Every win you post, that's Photoshop, Poppy. You be flexing on a layout, never seen a live lobby. You a screenshot soldier, I'm a hit list problem. You a GM, got it in your Google Doc dreams, but your face so dead, hit a flatline scream. You print fake belts, staple names to your scenes. I make moments, you make memes. See the thing, you beg bookers in DMs, I swear I'm next. I got them double tapping back, just in a check. You call it heat, I call it thirst in a thread. You flood the timeline, still nobody read. Devin Browski, that's Dixie in a mask. Echo every word, little parrot on task. Share brain cells, same soft cap, same trash. 2 accounts, 1 clown, split stats. Why the fuck you lying? Talk big, you online crying. Type hard, real life silent. All bark, you not violent. Why the fuck you lying? Fake war, fake alliance. Big caps, big defiance. I see through your whole act lying. Why the fuck you lying? Iceman, right? Cool name, mid-talent. Hoe or a bargain bin off balance. You run the fed from your mom's house attic. Wi-Fi warrior with a god complex habit. You spin stories, everybody back in my spot. Nah, Everybody laughing a lot. You sell wolf tickets in a Discord slot, but the car here live, your name not on top. You be tweeting about politics, holding me back from what? Keyboard karate in the chat. You a parking lot promo in a cul-de-sac. I'm a main event monster, full house pack. You three share clout like a Netflix login. Same 4 fans on every post talking. You call them crew, I call them burner account stalking. I move a car by just walking in. You ain't built for this, you just build fake pics. You ain't booked like this. You just book fanfic, run your mouth in cash, but the facts don't fit. I'm the glitch in your script, I'm the name they pick. Yeah. Why the fuck you lying? Talk big, you online crying. Type hard, real life silent. All bark, you not violent. Why the fuck you lying? Fake world, fake alliance. Big cash, big defiance. I see through your whole like lying. Why the fuck you lying? Yeah.
See, that's what they don't realize. Why the fuck are y'all lying on us? Y'all know, like the song holds volumes, and I did create that, mind you. That song will be on the channel later today for those that want to listen to it in full. So, yeah.
I mean,
So,
truth, it's facts.
don't sit up here thinking that we sugarcoating shit for y'all enjoyment, O&W. We did this for a reason, to put y'all in y'all place and to have y'all understand. You needed your roster more than we needed y'all. We can grow anywhere that we want to. The thing about it is, can y'all overcome the hurdle that is being put in front of y'all? That's the problem.
I've been achieving my goals in ever since leaving that company. It didn't change nothing for me. The one thing I know is like I can overcome things, anything. I don't need O&W to make myself popular or to make myself great.
Exactly. It's like we don't need O&W to build our resume. We got other e-fans that we built our resume better in and literally had more success over there than what y'all did in the companies that we're in. So it's
Yeah,
a
remember? You know what's funny though?
win-lose situation. We're winning while y'all are losing.
I mean, let's not forget, Broski, I found your company way before then because last time I checked, I was in ICW, aka Doug's company, way before I even joined yours. You found me in ICW. Yes, International Championship Wrestling, which is Doug's company.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've already been in other places way before O&W found me. Let's get that fact straight. Hell, I was in NWF before O&W, which is
So
CJ's
you was
company.
building your resume way before you got there.
Am I right though, CJ? Wasn't I in your E-Fed before O&W?
Yep.
Yes, so basically, I already have found myself beforehand. So, yeah.
Established the name before anything else.
So, O&W didn't make me. I'll say there's the likes of people that have made me who I am today.
But that's the problem that I have with this whole outlook. And the funny thing about it is, before we close down the narrative here and I play this one last song in general, so this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you have an E-Fed, value the people that's going to be resourceful to you, then value the toxic individual that's sitting in your E-Fed. Because at the end of the day, the next song I'm playing as we close out the show is going to be towards that certain individual. Hope you appreciate the song because it'll be up on the channel momentarily too, as well as that other one I played. We're not going to sit here and have Sugarcoat 101 be the narrative of why you can't be successful. And that's another thing. Learn how to take constructive criticism. value and appreciate that criticism and move forward. If I can take it, if KD can take it, if CJ can take it, why the fuck can't y'all?
Exactly.
And then let's bring something up that needs to be brought up, because I don't know if KD remembers this, but Broski in a way owes KD an apology, because Broski was the one that made the podcast about King Dominator when King Dominator only texted Broski and told him to stay away from Wafina. He went on the podcast and got all butthurt and offensive. So
yeah, that's what I did. And let's not forget, she's also another reason that my career is the way it is right now. So, in a good way.
This is the thing. I hear that, and I'm like this. I can be appreciative of somebody of her stature because she built so many people in so many ways. I mean, I wish I had the opportunity to meet her. Don't get me wrong, fellas, but I know it's going to be one day y'all going to make that arrangement happen to get to know her and understand everything that happened. Cool. But this is my thing about it. Devin Broski, Dixie Broski, Iceman, Feck. Y'all all have track lists longer out here that's bad about y'all EFED careers than y'all have good.
Yeah.
Wait. Like, there's a certain thing that's out here called the Carfax. Where's the Carfax? Where's the positivity? Where's the truth of y'all helping people succeed?
I mean, heck, I might as well just make the shot since you just decided to give me a little leadway. You want to talk about Carfax, where it says "show you the proof"? I mean,
the
heck,
Carfax is got to be documented.
I mean, let's be real. Iceman has not been faithful to no one, including his relationships, which was a 16-year-old girl, which that makes him a pedophile.
And this is the thing about it, right? Everything that you said in your show, in your previous podcast, CJ, not the ones that just recently happened, but back when you was exposing them as the fraudulent EFED company they are, and their creators that you value so much around you, broke away finally, like myself and so many others. We have to sit here and say to ourselves, all this factual Carfax, as I'm saying it right now, there will be a song coming out about that. And literally, all the Carfax come out to be valid on these four individuals, yet they don't want to tell their own truth. Make it make sense. Because there's a difference between how y'all do podcasts and this over here in the House of Chaos. We don't say lies. We say truths. We drop bombs over here.
True, that is true. But yeah, wasn't
the bombs we have hold way more value than anything y'all would actually say out your corny ass mouth.
Big facts. But yeah, I feel like, wasn't like Jocelyn was like 16 around 2022, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, like, I didn't even know she was that young. Damn. So she's like in her 20s.
The thing about it is, y'all sit here, y'all sugarcoat shit, but speaking of a certain individual, we ain't even gonna give you no shout out. This is the shout out that you get, motherfucker.
Still typing in your mama's house, huh? All caps, soft hands, loud mouth. I see you. Keep my name in your teeth. I'll give you something to chew on.
Say it from the gut, from the deck, yeah. Fake flex, fake press, fake checks. Whole life, one long group text. Fuck fact. Chant that shit, make it next snap. You a thumb war thug, that's big cat. Fact talk big, but fact don't step back. Fuck fact. You a comment section killer, little cry, baby clown. Talk tough on the screen, stay ghost in the town. Got a ring like Halo, filters on your face, but your closet full of debt and your bed in your basement. You ain't lit, you a glitch in the chat room, trying to get a hit on my name. That's your last move. Posting rented cars, scrap shoes in the frame, telling fairy tales daily, but you swear it's your lane. You a hallway echo, I'm the whole damn quake. You a microwave meal, I'm a 5-course plate. You a link in my bio with no link, just lies. I got numbers in my phone that would end your life. You a tough guy, type of all bark, no bite. I'm a walk-in virus, shut your whole shit right. You a follower forever, I'm the blueprint, bitch. You a coming soon story that just never hit. You be throwing up subs, I be throwing up racks. You be typing in threads, I put names on a plaque. You be begging for a mention, I'm allergic to your text. You a broke boy, blog was a frontline threat. You be hiding in your Discord, gossip in a group. I be outside saying, Maddie, what you wanna do? You a bargain bin, copy of a copy of a copy. I'm the one they try to study, but the pages get choppy. Say it from the gut, from the deck, yeah. Fake flex, fake threats, fake checks. Whole life, one long group text. Fuck fact.
Now, I know we got a lot of dirt on this motherfucker. And I know he be sitting up here spying on channels, this, that, and the third. If you over here spying on my channel, take that message and go report back to them and tell them to grow a fucking pair and say their own faults and why they damaged their company. Since you want to sit here and say, since you are Mr. Spy, report back, this, that, and the third. Oh, the same motherfucker who sat there and I had to curse out due to an issue you spewed on Dixie Browski and her kids. Mind you, the same individual that I went on CJ Mundo's channel and he still got the video probably sitting over there documented on standby. Now, let's not put this narrative any further than what it needs to be.
You gotta be smarter than the average bear. This is the problem why they don't like me, because I figured the bullshit out. And KD can pretty much say I saw the light. But going back to that little topic that you're talking about, I'm going to reveal the little bit of light to ensure people that they can see the bullshit that is in that certain group, that is in that certain cult, or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell it like it is. And you know that's the reason why I'm the most hated. That's the reason why they tried to cancel me. That's the reason why they tried to get me kicked out of so many E-feds. You know, Broski, you sit there and say that you're the best, but why do you have to cut people out of opportunities, kicking them out of the company? That don't make you the best. You know what that makes you? That makes you a bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day, you bitch moves do bitch mentality.
Hold on, I got more to this. You sit there and say to people that you are family, that you treat them like family, this, that, and the third, that you're there for them. You do anything for them. But what do, Broski? You go around taking friendships away, tearing them apart. You go around brainwashing people, going back to people I tried to warn you about that exactly is going to be the reason why ONW is going down like Babylon. And by the way, if you know what Babylon is, you would go back and read that book. Hold on. I forgot. You don't read that book because you're what the book says, and that's a hypocrite.
Yep.
In other words, take the gun, shoot it, pow, pew, 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 shots fired.
And at the end of the day, we have so much that we can feed the narrative of with this scenario, but ultimately they made their beds, go lie in the coffin, 6 feet underground, take your bogus ass E-Fed with you, light a match and put it on and throw gasoline in that bitch and let it burn.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, y'all will never be realer than us. Y'all will never come out and admit y'all wrongdoings and errors, what y'all did to most of these creators. that y'all value, that y'all say y'all value.
Here's the thing.
Like myself, like CJ, like KD, like Ryan. Y'all motherfuckers don't value us. Y'all value yourselves more than you value anything else. Y'all show the reason why O&W is a piece of shit company.
Yep, and you show us why the reason why we left in the first place.
You show your true color.
Here's a I guess you could say the icing on top of the cake here. Because there's one thing I remember Broski telling me and DJ, and this was really probably right before you joined. He told me literally when KD was on a podcast talking about, I guess it was him or, OW. He's like, CJ, go report that channel. You see, Broski, you got to put people doing your dirty work because you can't do it yourself, because you remind me of a Madison Rains. The same segment that Sting told her she don't have the power, and then you cry and whine like a bitch saying, I got the power.
Mm-hmm.
The only power you got is pretty much when you put Kevin Tate back and you became Kevin Tate's bitch.
Damn. That deserves like an Ice Cube.
That's the truth, because the truth is, you told me, DJ, and Ryan, when we was all in that company, you wouldn't bring him back. And what did you do? You suckered up trying to pinpoint the shit on me, but no. We're going to expose the narrative right now. Who was the one that was in the video calls making fun of Kevin Tate, saying that he was a fudge packer? So, yeah, Broski, let's tell the real truth of the real story behind there. Or are you too afraid that Kevin's going to cost you another relationship that you're going to have to come back and cry and bitch to me and Ryan about because, you gave this stupid-ass fool a fucking second, third chances?
Like, here's the thing about this that's the kicker part, CJ. And I've learned this throughout my EFED career. You only have one good chance to make a good impression on the owner. If you can't make that impression last worthwhile, but over time, the creator sees all the bullshit you're bringing to the forefront, like you mentioned just now. We see that you brought back cancerous individuals. Red flag right there. You are running your show like shit. Another red flag. We see the red flags piling up. How many more red flags are we going to see before we ultimately take our exit? Because in the long run, Broski, you swear on everything. You're trying to be a Christian man, this, that, and the third. How could you be a Christian man if you're not willing to stand on Christian morals? Let's hold that thought right here, because this is my thing about it. I'm a Christian man, but I believe in my heart of hearts, I read that Bible to a T, and I understand and value everything that is documented in it.
Since DJ gave me another thing, I got to say this too. If you're going to be a Christian man, you need to live up to the value and word named loyalty, which you never done in your life.
And I was just about to get to that point if you would have let me finish up here. But here's my thing about this. You, Dixie, don't practice what the fuck y'all preach. And at the end of the day, if you practice what you preach or practice what you read, you may have a better understanding with your roster. You may have a better understanding with how everything is structured. Because without structure, you have a certain thing we like to call, you're letting the inmates run the asylum in O&W. Those said inmates kind of build up in the long run. Because it feels like whenever y'all go into an EFED, y'all got to gang up on the owners to prove y'all got power. To prove that y'all belong. But that same power ultimately shows y'all don't care about nobody else on that roster or the owner's ability to grow the show. That's the problem that we have here with today's E-Fed scene. Not enough owners are being accountable for what the fuck they do with their rosters. If it's all about y'all, this is why you see a lot of creators come out on Twitter and admit these issues in the E-Fed community. But y'all don't see none of these creators say that because y'all don't follow the real creators.
You know, it's kind of funny that you brought one thing up, DJ, and I will agree with you on this part. They don't really own up to what they say. They basically, I guess it's their agenda, or they jealous of one individual, maybe multiple individuals, that they have this process in their brain. Oh, I got to cancel this person because it's taking my spotlight, or I got to cancel, these people because they are better than me in certain areas. It's kind of funny how you literally have to go that low just because somebody either cuts a better promo than you, dresses better than you in attire, or does a better moveset, or something of that nature. And you literally have, for example, I use King Dominator for example. Just like that time when Broski took King Dominator and used King Dominator's move against King Dominator's call himself. If you was going to be that positive person and preach what you said, that you ain't about drama, you wouldn't have done the shit that you done in the first place. But that pretty much showed the true colors of the Broskis all in general, and that pretty much showed you exactly for what you are, is what this title is all about. Expose the fraudulent E-Feds. You're fraudulent. You're a fake-ass phony. You're what some people would call, and I'm going to say this as Jey Uso would say to Sami Zayn, you're a fake-ass Uso.
Like, this is the narrative that we have with both episodes. Part 1, that's on the channel. Now you can come and listen to part 2 because both episodes have informative information. But guess what? Most of these most of these cocky E-Fed owners, I'm not going to accept what's said and take the criticism in mind because, hell, why are we sitting up here at this very minute trying to build a structure that we can ultimately value and appreciate for the newcomers, but yet you have these cocky, arrogant, egotistical owners that feel like, oh, we don't give a fuck about them, this, that, and the third, yada, yada. They show ain't shit. They're not shit. Their word that they preach ain't shit. No. What we're not going to do is have you fraudulent E-Fed owners think that your shit's better than ours. No. At the end of the day, we can look at your product and know trash when we see it. We know that if you put your cause ahead of everybody, ahead of your creators, that's trash. We can tell if you don't give a fuck and you just throwing matches together off the strength, that's trash. You don't have nobody that's nobody is over these people. No, over these people in my roster. No. Then why the hell on one occasion KD blew through three of your best guys, a tag team, and yourself, Broski, and literally did it with ease?
Yeah, they
before you had to lower him down.
They couldn't beat me at my best, so they had to beat me at my worst.
I mean, if they was the best company, let's go back to what they said about my company in general. Put it on Fex T-shirt and says, "Tight Nation Alliance suck." If you was a best company, you wouldn't be worried about what I do.
At the end of the day, this is the thing right here, CJ. Now, and I'm gonna put it blunt, real, and honest here. What we have here is a failure of a company that's biting what we do and thinking it's working for them when they don't have no creative vision and thought process to ultimately do it themselves. Instead of you taking the pop shot at your company, CJ, what they could have did was elevate and move forward. They couldn't elevate, they couldn't move forward. They had to be greedy sons of bitches, take shots and think, oh, we got him right where we want him. Fuck his company. He's not this, he's not that. No. But don't take that as me saying that. That's them thinking, oh, we got you hook, line, and sinker. We're in your head rent free. We got O&W in his head rent free. Sorry. What you have is TNA in your head rent free because they're better than you. Let's get that hook, line, and sinker. You'll never have a decent podcast that's going to show and tell you everything that y'all need to hear and what's needed to be made known for this community to grow. But ultimately, we also have a podcast that we're doing now that's ultimately telling y'all where not to go. And if you are deciding to go to O&W, you are in for career suicide going over there.
Let's put it this way. I mean, how many podcasts have we done trying to preach something to, stupid people that just don't get the memo of not to go there, and they end up, saying, oh, let's not listen to them. Let's just screw CJ or screw KD or don't listen to DJ and let's do our own thing. Yeah, what you guys done is align yourself with somebody that don't even give a crap about your show, that's pretty much going to have you to shut your show down, to where it makes it a lot harder for people that's on their roster if they decide to leave to go somewhere else, because they don't want their roster knowing the truth that we all three in this podcast know.
Red Nakai.
Yeah. It's like, man. Yeah.
I mean,
he's a prime example right there. You went to go join them. You got a moderator point over there with them, and yet we tried to fucking warn you. We constantly sat back in conversations in your calls and warned you not to go back there. And you said in your own words you was not going back over there to them. You fell for the bullshit.
Let's be 100% real here. Like, I'm pretty sure that me and you, KD, can pretty much hit the realness on the head, as some people probably has never been real in their whole life because they've been in this monstrosity of, oh, I don't have to listen to CJ, or I don't have to listen to DJ, or I don't have to listen to this person, or I don't have to listen to this person. But in all reality, originality is, okay, if you don't want to listen to us, that's fine and gravy, but I'm going to tell you exactly what Kevin Impact said. Kevin Impact said he's tired of giving people multiple chances, especially 3 chances, and you basically just overthrown him out the window, didn't want to listen to him when he told you the truth. What exactly did you do to that man? You didn't give him a Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You didn't give a shit about JTV. You only tried to be on JTV for one purpose, is to make your show better, is to make your show thinking that you're going to, be the next JTV. How'd that work out for you, by the way? Because I'm pretty sure that you're pretty much not allowed back in JTV. You pretty much lost all contacts and partnerships with Kevin Impact because Kevin Impact don't want to talk to your ass no more. And I'm pretty sure that you made yourself, by the choices that you made, of course, pretty much toilet flush any hopes of you being with the original group that had your back, and you're in a den with a bunch of wolves that sooner or later is going to gang up on you and devour you, and there's nobody going to be able to save you when it all comes in full tuition.
And here's another thing I want to put on the forefront here. I am basically doing this and I hope he's listening. Nick Keikan, I need you for part 3 so that you can put your narrative in perspective on the
That's
Ray
easy.
Nakai situation.
Let me see if he's on right now, and I'll get him on right now.
Yes, please. Because I feel like Nick can evaluate and say what he feels is on his mind about this topic that we're on, because this is a critical thing we need to address on part 2, because we ain't really fully dive into the Ray Nakai situation since it happened. And unfortunately, it's a bad situation for him, but he's not in a win-win scenario because your new company is in deep shit. And I feel bad for anybody on your roster that has to go and be associated with the 4 clowns we mentioned. You feel me, KD? I don't think nobody understands that you get around the Browskis, all hell breaks loose. The Browskis and Iceman, shit ain't gonna be nice over there.
Man,
You're
and
in
then
for a storm waiting to happen, and that's the problem.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they have basically ruined a lot of things, especially their own
You
viewers.
ruined a whole structured value in the EFED industry that shouldn't be done by anybody's EFED. But where you go company wise, you learn and adapt from the mistakes that they do to you, which is a good thing for anybody that's real in the EFED industry and coming into this. You got to learn from your own mistakes. If you see the red flags happening on a constant basis, get out of there. And I feel like the next video that I bring to the table are going to be noticing the red flags in these EFED industries, what to avoid when seeing these situations come into play, because that's going to ultimately be a sign to tell you this company has too many issues and not enough results.
Hold on,
You don't see that many red flags in CJ company because he knows how to connect the dots to make everything fluent for his company. Just like I'm learning that as I'm watching over time, connecting the dots, being structured and guided in a way where everything is all good. That leads into so many things that you're gonna probably bring up, KD. Go for it.
Yeah, on my end, I try to make sure it's positive on my end. Like if I do stream like 2K24, like fun stream wise. But there's like sometimes random people just comes in out of nowhere just saying stupid shit. So I really just ignore them or just confront them about it. Just
Right. Like now, and that's one thing I say right there. Your whole stream has to have a very structured environment. We don't want toxic people in there. Don't go in there talking about any old thing. If it's a wrestling show, stick to it being wrestling.
the one thing I just don't understand is like how do people just can say when I'm like live streaming or doing a talk show or something like that, they always want me to show your face. Like why do I have to show my face?
Like that's the thing. Sometimes it's good to show your face to let them know who's the creator behind the scenes. But in some cases, I don't
Like
have
if
to
you
show my face.
Yeah, like for
Austin.
sometimes.
TJ,
Yeah.
message Austin and tell him that we're doing the podcast right now.
Where's Austin at?
He just messaged me on. He just sent me a party invite on the PlayStation.
Tell Austin. Hold on, let me.
Why is Ryan being put in a question mark?
Yeah, let Ryan know that podcast part 2. Matter of fact, I'll let him know while I'm saying.
Let me get Austin, and I'm gonna go in the party chat. So I'm gonna mute my mic and let him know.
But yeah,
So yeah, other than that, I'm like, this is apparently what we have to do to give y'all the message out there, because I wholeheartedly would say this to a lot of people that don't join the E-Fed that is going to not use you officially. Because in most cases, we gotta be more mindful and appreciative of the roster we have. You don't know what these people go through on an everyday basis. We don't know what struggles they have. We don't know what type of environment they live in. People use this E-Fed industry to get away from everyday life. And if you can't get away from the problems that go on in everyday life, and then you come to more problems in the E-Fed industry, or the car community, as we like to say, where can we find peace? Where can we find the structure? You know?
exactly.
Why
Like for
can't
me,
we adapt and evolve in a way where we can have the everyday struggles of life be a peaceful thing here? There's a huge reason why we have what we have for a reason. And I know we all go through our everyday struggle. We all go through our days where we want to not do much and all that good stuff. But it's crazy.
You know what? We may have somebody that joins.
But, if we do, we definitely can feed off of it more, because I'm just at that point where, he at work. Ryan's at work right now. But, I mean, I say to myself this. This is why we don't have nice things in the car community anymore. Because of these fraudulent, fake, phony E-Feds out here, fellas. And I say that for a reason, because 90% of these feds all copy off of E-Feds like us. They take these little narrative ideas and think that they work. Nah. Get some originality and do something different that we're not doing. Being real.
Now, I sent the link out to Mark and also Nick. So hopefully,
We may have two powerhouses coming in on this episode that's going to definitely feed the narrative.
Also, I'm going to send it in the Call United Network in case somebody wants to join.
But I say it like this. We're not going to sit here and tolerate what these fraudulent e-feds do and not have any authenticity with their show. That's something we're not going to stand for. I feel like we are the voice that this car community needs, CJ. And you made it perfectly known on many posts that we're going to continue to feed a positive environment for the e-fed community to grow. Don't think for 1 second that we're going to let these toxic morons kill our narrative.
Sorry if I was laughing because when I saw that message, Ricky said something about Lafufu blankets.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
What about the Lafufu pillows?
Oh boy.
Please don't tell me it's gonna be Lafufu pizza now. Oh gosh.
No. Oh, I still got to debut one other thing, and we're going to debut that on the channel later. I'll definitely post that up in the channel. Ryan Storm's new Lafufu product.
Oh gosh.
His Lafufu Cola.
Oh, he's trying to compete with my Katie Cola. Not cool. He's trying to compete it.
Yeah, thanks to Ricky for that one.
Ryan, not cool, sir. You're trying to compete with my Katie Cola.
Other than that, I feel like we have brought so much insight in these first two fraudulent e-fed exposure episodes that's only fitting we bring a part 3 later down the line so that we have other guests like Ryan Storm and other people feed their insight to e-feds that people should stay away from, because I feel like this is a informative movement that's only going to grow over time. You know, fellas? And that being said, it's like O&W, they know they gotta stand, they gotta know their place. FWM, whoever the fuck you are that owns that company, know your place. Get better. Because going into 2K26, I don't want to see not one fucking thing come out saying, "Oh, we got fraudulent e-fed owners. We got toxic individuals in the e-fed industry." We're not going to let that slide going into 26. Nip that in the bud with 25. Whatever issues or differences you have in 25, keep all that shit in 25. Let's move forward in 26.
Exactly. It's like, man, they can't keep the shit in the past. It's crazy.
Like, why are we bringing old shit that happened in 25 or 24 into 26? Why are we bringing this very corrupt mindset by owners into 26? All that should be deaded. If you're not going to be an owner that holds yourself accountable and the roster accountable, you don't need to be an e-fed. Period.
Because that just brings in negative vibes, and we don't need negative vibes.
This going into 26 is all about positivity. It's all about structuring who's the real, who's the fake. And if you're a fake individual and you're a fake in the car industry, get out. There's no need for you here. I just can't tolerate what I've been seeing over time with the drama, with the bullshit, with the narrative of what people think that is their false narrative.
We
This is
may.
about to hit 2 hour mark too. This is about to hit 2 hour marks.
Oh, I know, and this has been one of the most informative videos, I feel, because if we do get these other two guests in, it may turn into a 3-hour session. It may turn into it because you wasn't in the first one. CJ was in the first one, as well as Kevin Impact, Nixon, and Ricky Armstrong. Ricky came into this one as well as CJ, so they both was a part of the 2 episodes. But that's kind of like we all had our narratives, we all had our realness, we kept it truthful, and that's the best thing about the House of Podcasts is we ain't letting no lies be sugarcoated over here. You bring a lie to the table, we're gonna expose the narrative of it. Especially people in the e-fed industry that's liars themselves. And make no mistake about it. There's a reason why you have real e-fed podcasts that stand on their morals, stand on their principles, stand for structure. Some of these shows don't stand for structure. They stand for fake. They stand for other things than that. But, hey, to each their own, right? Because I'm not doubting or criticizing what you do over there. What I am going to criticize is how you treat your roster, how you have your show structured. There's a lot of fake keyboard warriors out here trying to be who they're not. And they all know who they are.
Fecker.
Because you ain't going to sit here tell me how to structure my show and how to lead my viewers by example. There's the problem. Y'all follow trends. We lead by example over here. My panel individuals lead by example. We don't sugarcoat shit. And I'm gonna keep saying that. Cause unlike y'all sugarcoat every fucking thing that goes on and twist our words like it's the gospel. Let's not sit here and say gospel because guess what? Do y'all even have a stitch of real gospel in your souls? No, you don't. Y'all have double mentalities over there. And that double mentality makes y'all liars. Sit on that for a minute, Dixie, Devin, and Iceman, and Feck. Y'all liars.
I mean, we could play that
Y'all
baseball
fake
song.
to pretend who y'all are.
And they say they were Christian. Crazy.
I mean, AJ, you could play the baseball song.
Oh, that one's coming in long term. In a minute. I'm gonna have that song out there in 2 seconds. And
Dun 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 dun.
Oh yes. But we don't have to go there to know who they are. Because I'm gonna say it like this, and this is where I'm gonna close down this part 2 chapter. And I want y'all to really sit on this for 1 second as I close this out. Dixie, Devin, Iceman, Fake. Y'all had a real one. Y'all had real ones in y'all stable. Y'all had people that would have been there at your beck and call if you wanted it to. You would have people there if you wanted to appreciate and understand how things could have been if y'all would have stayed committed to the task at hand. But somewhere down the line, y'all showed y'all true colors. Y'all hid behind these narrative calls that we wasn't in. Y'all made all these other chats to expose yourselves as who y'all really are. Let this be the bluntest for shit here. Because what we not gonna do is we don't hide behind chats. We make them known in chats. We communicate. Unlike y'all don't have a stitch of communication in y'all. Do y'all? Because if y'all did, y'all would have nipped this shit in the bud a long time ago. But unfortunately, y'all in y'all ways. Arrogant, cocky, thinking that y'all know every fucking thing that happened. Newsflash. Maybe if you talk to the individual, maybe you have an understanding. But guess what? Lie in the ditch, 6 feet under, and sit on the results that y'all did. And on that note, we're in episode 3, part 2 of this exposing the fraudulent knee feds. And on that note, we'll catch y'all on the next one.
All right.